And good Saturday morning, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Hope your Saturday, your weekend is starting off great. We got a little bit of overcast and rain going on today, but we've had a heat wave this past week. We were up into like near 100, if not in 100, and that's kind of rare for us up here. We we typically don't get a heat wave until like the second week in July, and we'll get it to be about 95. But this, I know at one point they said it was like, I don't know, 99 degrees, but it felt like it was 110 or something like that. It doesn't bother me because I like it. The hotter, the better. I like it. It helps my arthritis. Just I just feel a lot better in the really, really hot weather. I used to love to play softball in it. Be like if we could have a weekend tournament playing softball in weather like that, I was in heaven. So hopefully the weather's good where you guys are. If not, we'll try and bring a little sunshine to you this morning. As you can see, I'm here alone today. My partner and my brother in comics, Shannon, he is taking a well-deserved day off. I believe he's going to be at a ball game today, featuring his Cincinnati Reds going against our Boston Red Sox. So it should be good. I hope they have great weather out there. No place rather be than at a ballpark, on a Saturday, Sunday afternoon in the sunshine, man, having some hot dogs. Oh, that'd be awesome. So anyway, you got to put up with me for the next 2 hours. So hopefully, we can, do what we need to do, right, and make you happy. So, all right, let's see. What am I got today? I've got some all kinds of old stuff, and I think I got one toy to show and stuff like that, but I got plenty of comics to show, and we're gonna open up the floodgates and let the peanut gallery in. Say good morning to them. Here we go. And good morning, everybody in the peanut gallery. How you guys doing this morning? Hopefully, like I said, you're having a great start to your weekend. And we're going to try and add a little sunshine to it. If you don't have any sunshine, we're going to show some comics, have some fun, talk about some memories, and shoo that fly away. Get away, fly. All right, let's start off. Let's see what's going on here. We got Anthony Perdue. He's starting us off as usual with one of his childhood memories. Let's see what he says. He says, excuse me. He says, good morning, Peanut Pears. Hi, everyone. The Man Called Flintstone is a childhood mixture of emotions. That's the anticipation of going to the drive-in to see it and the unexpected experience when getting home. Uh-oh. He says, in the afternoon, my parents bring home a puppy for my siblings and me. They also tell us that we're going to the drive-in to see the new Flintstones cartoon. Oh, cool. A Walt Disney movie is the second feature. And he says, we leave our puppy home, safe in a box with a newspaper, shredded, a blanket, some food, and water. We enjoyed the cartoon, and during intermission, my siblings and I went to play on the swing set. I remember those days. The Disney movie starts because we're tired. Oh, and because we're tired, my siblings and I fall asleep in the back seat. I wake up when I hear my dad start the car as we prepare to go home. When we get home, our door is open. Uh-oh. The house is a mess. Newspaper pages scattered all over. Our first concern is our puppy. We go to the box and she is safe. A little scared, but safe. My siblings take her to their room. But before did I skip one? Let's see. The house, yeah, no, I did that. Okay. But before going to bed, I overhear my parents talking. They suspected our neighbor, Peggy, of being involved. Peggy was a rough, tough, hard drinking woman who had suspicious friends. The next day, we're outside. My siblings are playing on the lawn with our puppy, and I'm sitting on the porch steps. Peggy comes out of her house carrying a bag of trash to empty. We wave at her. She waves back. I remain watching her. She knows what I'm thinking. She looks over at my siblings and our puppy, then back at me. I could see it in her eyes, telling me, quote, I wasn't going to let anybody hurt your dog. I believed her because she had 5 chihuahuas she was very protective of, a bird she loved, and there was a stray cat that came around that she would give food and water to. A rough, tough woman with a soft spot for animals. She went back inside her house, and I went to go play with our puppy. A childhood mixture of emotions whenever I come across the man called Flintstone. Oh, well, that's awesome. Thank you so much for that story, that memory. That's pretty cool. I was worried there for a minute when you brought in the neighbor, rough, tough. I was worried what was going to happen there. But turns out okay. So that's a good story. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Anthony, for starting us off as usual with your childhood memories. Appreciate it, sir. And then we got Easy Comic Reader, and he's providing us with our morning musical stylings right here. He says, good morning, everyone. I know everyone can relate to this one, the tune of Tragedy by the Bee Gees. They go high notes. I don't know if I can do a high note. We'll see. We'll see if I can get the cadence down because I was trying it last night when I saw it, and I was like, oh, I'm going to have my work cut out for me. Here we go. All right. Tragedy. When the tape stays on and the chunk of the cover's gone, it's a tragedy. When a grown man cries and his wife don't know why, it's hard to bear. With no one to understand you, you just swear. Well, I hope I did you proud. Oh, thank you so much, Easy. I appreciate it. As always, we appreciate your musical stylings to help kick off the morning with us. So thank you so much, sir. And Maranya, Lady M, is here. She yielding the blue wrench today. As always, I got to get this out from under me. It keeps hitting me in the shin. Ouch. Thank you so much, Maranya, for being here and running herd on these guys. This Peanut Gallery. She says, great story, Anthony. ECR, I've experienced that kind of thing myself. Great song for today. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think we've all opened up a bag and board and at some time tape pulled a piece of the cover off. Oh, man. It is a tragedy indeed. Absolutely. Thank you so much again, Easy. And thank you, Maranya. She also says, my first dog was Bingo, the 5-day wonder. So named because that's how we had the pup. He was a holy terror. Broke some of my mom's china. She gave him back to the woman after 5 days. That was it. Couldn't make it past 5 days. That was it. Oh, thank you for that story, Maranya. Oh, man. I wonder whatever happened to him. Did you ever see him after that? Oh, man. Eric K is with us this morning. Hey, Eric, how you doing? He says, good morning, everyone. Today is moving day. I am listening as I drive back to Florida. That's right. You're moving back to Florida, and you'll have your entire collection all together once again. So looking forward to seeing more videos. I know he said he'll be able to do more videos now at his leisure, showing off his comic collection. So we'll look forward to seeing those. Drive safe, my friend. And Maranya says, I believe me and my brother were about 8 or 9 at the time, respectively. He says, wow, good luck with your move, Eric. Cool beans, that's right. Eric says, thank you, Lady M. And Maranya says, our second dog, Fluffy, we got when we were 12 and 13, respectively. She was the spoiled princess of the house, and we had her from puppyhood until her passing at 9+ years. Wow. Awesome, awesome, awesome. It's funny that dog, the dog or their pet, we should say, not just a dog, but usually that pet that you have when you're in those formative years, like 5 through 12, 13, or whatever. That seems to be, at least in my life, my experience, that seems the dog or the pet that you really, really have such fond memories of. Now, I've had several dogs when I was growing up. And I loved them all. They were all family members. We never treated our animals like pets. They were always family members. But the dog that I remember most is the first dog I remember having. Her name was Buffy. She was a husky and German Shepherd mix, if I'm not mistaken. And she was such a smart dog. Oh my gosh. We would be out playing in the fields or in the woods or something like that, and Mom would call, hey, go get the kids, go get the boys. She'd go out, round us up. We knew if she came out to the woods or out in the fields, and she was barking at us, it was time to go. So she was just such a smart dog. We used to have a guinea pig too, an albino guinea pig named Jill, and we would take her outside on nice summer days, put her in the front yard, let her eat some natural grass and be outside for a while. Buffy would stand over her and not let anything come near her. She would just stand right over and follow her all around the yard, So just a very, very smart dog. Very sad day when we had to put her down. She was, I believe, somewhere around, I want to say 15. Might be a little bit younger, but she was around that. And she was quite the dog. Quite the dog. Thank you for that story, Maranya. She also says, you're welcome, Eric. Stay safe. She also says, I remember Fluffy being the size of 2 hot dogs with white fur. That's when we first saw her. We got her a couple of months later, and while fluff ball, and a white fluff ball of energy with a huge, huge dog bark. Oh, that's awesome. Very cool. Fluffy was smart too. When we took her down to the beach, she refused to go in the water because she had heard you talking about Jaws. I see. Hey, Maranya says, my mom was skilled with fabric paint and made me a Jaws t-shirt like the poster. Thanks for listening to my trip down memory lane. Oh, not at all. That's what we hear about. Memories, man. Thank you so much for that. That's awesome. 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 He says, good morning to Rod, Shannon, the Peanut Gallery, and everyone in the studio audience. Yes, yes, yes. Good morning to you. Ranger Sly, our neighbor to the north. How are you, sir? He says, good morning, Maranya. Good morning to Easy, and good morning to Anthony as well. And Maranya says, good morning to you, Ranger. Ranger says, good morning to Rod, Shannon, Nuts, and Peanuts. There we go. Got them all covered. And the Jackson Roykirk is here this morning. He's sipping his coffee, and he says, good morning, CBM folks. Good morning to you, Jackson. How you doing this morning, man? Maranya says, good morning to you, Jackson. No coffee here. Too hot for that. Ranger Sly says, howdy, little stack. Oh, I mean, Jackson. Oh, no. Ranger says, that's a good idea. I'm going to make myself some coffee as well. Be right back, he says. The Jackson Roykirk says, he cries. Oh, no, that means big stack. Big stack of pancakes. That's when I think big stack, I'm thinking big stack of pancakes, man. Oh, yeah. Michael Taylor is with us. Hey, Michael, how you doing, sir? He says, hello, Doc, Shannon, and fellow Peanuts. Yes, and for those of you who came in a little bit later, Shannon is off, a well-deserved day off with some family. going to see a ball game today and have some family time. So we wish him the best. Hopefully the weather will hold out for him. He'll see a good ball game, but hopefully Boston wins. Don't tell him, but hopefully Boston wins. Maranya says, hello, Michael. And the Jackson Royker also says, hey to Michael. Maranya says, inquiring minds want to know what's the deal with Big Stack and Little Stack. Jackson said, we don't discuss that. Okay. Maranya says, 86 degrees here. Feels like 97 outside and in here as well. Oh my gosh, yeah. See, this is like one of the few times I could be down here actually in a t-shirt down in the basement because it's so warm out this past week. It was so nice because usually it's too cold for me. I got the psychedelic hoodie on today, but that's just, I could take it off if I wanted to. I just like the colors. I just love the colors, man. I love tie-dye. The Jackson Rourke says, actually, it started on Triple C's claim sale. Rob mentioned that Ranger had a big stack of comics, and I took that to another place. Of course, he says. And Michael Taylor says, it's been very hot, and the air quality has been poor here lately. Oh, yeah. I know there was a big heat wave, seemed like it came right across the country. Wound up in our backyard this past week. So, but I got to admit, I like it hot. I like it hot. If it's in the 90s, it's not bothering me. Unfortunately, the rest of my family suffers. They're not like me. See, my thyroid died when it was in high school, right? So I don't have a good body temperature regulation type of thing. So I get cold. If it gets below 75, I'm cold, man. You know, I think you guys have heard me say this many, many times. So I like it nice and toasty warm, man. So Hippies Collectibles. Hey, Tom, great to have you with us once again, sir. Tom says, Excelsior, true believers. Great to have you with us, sir. And Maranya says, my innocent eyes, Jackson. Jackson, he's rolling around laughing. Maranya says, Excelsior, hippie. And Jackson Roykirk says, hey, hippie. Hippies Collectible says, good morning, Lady M. And Tempest from Mars, how you doing, sir? Great to have you with us once again. Afternoon over there. He says, afternoon, everyone. Great to have you with us. Thanks for hanging out with us, man. Hippies Collectibles, hiya, Jackson. And Fireball Comics, hey, he says, great to have you with us, Fireball. Thank you so much for spending part of your Saturday with us. Pull up a chair, get comfortable. And it wouldn't be a show without the professor, Eric Breen. Hey, Eric, how you doing, man? All kinds of old stuff to show. Or you could just stare into the camera for 2 hours. Yeah, just kind of be, whoa, hello. I knew I was going to get in trouble when I said that line. I knew it. Great to have you with us, Professor. And Lead Paint is here. Good morning, Lead Paint. Great to have you with us once again, sir. He says good morning to everybody and a good morning to you, sir. Hippies Collectible says sunshine comes softly through my window today. That sounds like it could be a song. Maranya says, good morning to you from this side of the pond, TFM. Hey, Fireball, she says. And Maranya also says, oh, hush, Eric. Rod's the younger brother of us three. It's very rare that I get called younger in any crowd at this point. Maranya says, good morning to Lead Paint. Lead Paint, he's waving hi to Maranya. Tempest from Mars says, just like Uncle Joe's, does Eric? Yeah, that's right. I went there. Oh, Maranya. And Swagster, hey, Swagster, how you doing, man? Great to have you with us. He says, good morning to everybody, and a good morning to you, sir. Great to have you with us once again. Maranya says, good morning to you, Swag. And Swagster says, hey, Maranya, how are you? The Jackson Rourke says, Eric, just jealous. He wishes he could look as good as Rock. Well, I don't know about looking good. You're being way too kind there. Either that or you need a new pair of glasses, my friend. Swagger says, hey, Doc. Swagster, man. How you doing? Maranya says, trying to keep cool, Swag. I'm good. How about you? Tempest from Mars says, hitting those high notes, Doc. Yeah, that's about as far as I could go on that scale. Oh, my gosh. And I know it was awful, but thank you, guys. I know there were dogs and stuff, running off the street, but thank you, sir. Easy Comic Read says, awesome job, Hot Rod. Well, thank you so much, Mike. Appreciate that, Easy. Good. Great job. Thank you for that once again. The Jackson Roykirk says, that was a good song, Easy, even if it mentions Eric or I. Even if it mentions Eric or I. Swagner says, I'm great and better now. Here with you great folks while I'm eating a bagel. There you go. Nothing wrong with that. I'm snacking on a peanut butter English muffin with peanut butter and just a regular bottle of water this morning. That's what I'm snacking on today. Eric Breen says, thank you for timing Jackson out. Not that that's a hint or anything. We're already started. The chat is popping. B. Jackson Roykirk says, my favorite Iron Man fan wouldn't do that to me. Werewolf by lunchtime, but great to have you with us, sir. Thank you so much for hanging out. Says, just got out of the shower. Cleaning the blood off my fur takes ages. It must have been a busy night for you then. Must have been a full noon by the Wolf's Bane. The Jackson Record says, Hobbs! Maranya says, I can imagine, Werewolf. Aussie Mega Shampoo might make it smell good. There you go. Little beauty tip from Maranya. She said, Werewolf by lunchtime says, Jackson! And he also says, my scent tells me I smell bloody nice, Maranya. Hippies Collectibles, a pig named Jill makes a good song title. Yeah, her name was Jill, a little guinea pig. Albino, she was an albino guinea pig. I've never seen one since, come to think of it. An albino, all white, red eyes. And she used to talk up. She'd talk to you, though. You get down on her level, feed her some grass. She would talk to you. She was cool. We had some cool pets growing up. Either that or I was just enamored with them as a kid. But I really loved our pets. We had cats, dogs. We even had a squirrel. A chipmunk once. We of course, where I live, we have all kinds of trees. We had a dirt road. It was about 300 feet long. Right, and that brought you down to two homes at the end of the road. One of them was where the home I grew up in. My parents still live there, but at the beginning of the road, there was an old oak tree, and I'm riding my bike along one day, and boom, in front of me falls this chipmunk right out of the tree. Right, I go over, I pick him up, so I'm walking my bike, and I've got this chipmunk who's unconscious in my hand. Right? I take him in. I say, hey, man, check it out. She comes out. She freaks out. What are you doing? No, you can get rabies. Blah, 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 blah. Well, come to find out, she took that thing, nursed it back to health as best she could, and we named it Chippy, and we had it. I think she said we had, I remember having it, but I don't remember the time. I think she said we had it for like a year or 2 years. As a pet, we kept it in like a little cage. We'd take it into the bathroom, shut the door, block underneath the door, and we would let him run free. And he would run, up over you. He'd run up your pant leg and down the other side and stuff. Oh, he was great, man. Just had great pets. Loved it. The Jackson Roykirk says, really? We had a little German Shepherd Samoan mix. The best dog ever. Such a personality. For 14 and a half years, he brought our family such joy and memory. Oh, that's cool. 14 and a half years, man. That's good time for a dog. That's a good time for a dog. Cool beans. He says Max was his name. Oh, I like it. Max. We had Buffy, we had Goldie, we had Lady. I think that covers all the 3 dogs. Oh, and once me and my brother left the nest, my dad got a little dog. He got a little guy. I can't remember who it was, but he was like a little terrier, Scottish terrier type thing called what was his name? Oh, I had it and I lost it. Not Barry. What was his name? Oh, I can't think of him. Anyway, my dad to this day still has that dog's ashes down on his the bureau of his bed, the headboard of his bed. He really liked that dog. That was his. We always joked that was his 3rd child. That was their 3rd child. So, well, by lunchtime, my nan had a German Shepherd called Major. The police tried to buy him twice. Nan said no. Yeah, German Shepherds, man. My grandfather and grandmother used to have a German Shepherd called Princess. And when she stood, I'm 5'8". When she stood up on her hind legs, she could put her paws here and her head was up here. She was huge. But she was a great dog. Of course, if you were a family member or she knew you by scent, you were fine. And later on in her life, her eyesight was going bad along with the hips. She had the hip displacement, I think it's called, as well. But her eyes would go. So we'd come up to the fence and she'd hear us unlocking the fence to come in. She'd come hard charging down, and then she'd get right up on you and you think, oh, this ain't going to end well. And she'd get right up and put her paws right on your shoulders and, okay, you're okay. Come on, let's go. It was just crazy. Loved her. Swagner says, good morning, Jackson, Easy, and Ranger. Hey, Triple C is in the house. Great to have you with us, Rob. How you doing this morning? He says, good morning, fellow peanuts. Saturday, best day of the week. I agree, sir. I agree. Right from childhood on through. Saturday mornings used to be a sacred time. Watch them cartoons, man. Oh, yeah. Have a bowl of cereal, sit down, lay down in front of the TV. Oh, yeah. Great to have you with us, Triple C. Maranya says, Fluffy was a terrier poodle mix who looked like a terrier, 15 pounds maximum weight, but she barked like a 45-pound dog or bigger. There you go. Sometimes, man, some of them, we see a lot of them when we go down to the mall. A lot of people are bringing in, I don't know, I call them like carrier dogs. They can carry them, they're chihuahuas or whatever. And most of them have a pretty good sized bark to them. So, Maranya also says, good morning to Triple C. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, I had a boxer dog named Max Jackson. That's a cool name, Max Jackson. Sounds like a boxer. It does. It sounds like an old school boxer, man. Very cool. Jackson says, hey, the Triple C. Lead Paint says, I'm going to a ball game later on today as well. Cardinals versus Giants. Going to be hot as heck there, though. Yeah, but is there any other place you'd rather be on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon than at the ball game, at the ballpark watching a ball game? Oh, I love that. We live about an hour away, a little less than an hour away from the Red Sox AA farm team, the Portland Sea Dogs in Portland, Maine. And we try to sneak up there couple of times, 1 or 2 times during the summer to watch a game. I just love being at the ballpark, and it's such an intimate ballpark. It's a AA ballpark, it probably seats, I don't know, 10,000 people maybe, but probably not even that many. But it's just so nice. Grab a hot dog, some French fries, a soda, sit there and hope for a foul ball. That's just fun, man. That's just fun. Have fun today, Lead Paint. You're going to enjoy it. I know you will. Swagda says, hey, good morning, Triple C. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, I took my cat Rico to the vet today for a checkup. He was very well behaved, but still annoyed with me. Oh, yes, they have a way to let you know that, all right, I'll remember this. They just give you that look. I'll remember this. Okay. All right. I owe you one. Yeah. It's coming. You get what they call in the wrestling business. You got a receipt coming. Yes, sir. Jackson Roy Kirk says, yeah, I saw that look on your IG post, Hobbs. Felt the daggers from his eyes way over here, he says. Diabetic Superman is with us. Hey, DS, how you doing? He says, great, everyone. Hope you can stay for a while, pull up a chair, enjoy the show. We're going to show some comics, share some memories with each other, having fun as usual. Hippies Collectible says, it's so hot, I saw a dog chasing a cat, and they were both walking. Oh, I love it, love it, love it. We'll buy lunchtime. He rolled over and let me tickle his belly just now, so maybe all is forgiven, Jackson. There you go. There you go. They do. They forgive you. They forgive our indiscretions, whatever. Transgressions against them. Michael Taylor says, Maranya, Bingo was his name. Oh. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw Bingo earlier, too. That song comes to mind, man. Grade school. Hippies Collectible says, it is from a song, Sunshine Superman, Donovan. Yes. Yeah. I recognize Donovan. That song always sticks out in my head because I remember hearing it on the radio as a kid, and it's the only song that I know of that mentions Green Lantern. Sure, songs might mention Superman or Batman, but Green Lantern? So when I heard that, I'm like, okay, I like that guy. Didn't ever buy a record from him or anything like that, but I did love that song, Sunshine Superman. Yes, sir. Well, by lunchtime says, I'm English, but no muffin. Yep, English muffin with peanut butter in there because I got to try and eat protein. And I don't eat a lot of the green plants that give you protein. They always tell you, hey, you got to eat spinach, you got to eat broccoli. No, I don't. No, I do not. There is no way that food is ever going to pass these lips. No spinach. No, I'm sorry, Popeye. No spinach, no broccoli, no green food just does not sit well with me. I think cucumbers are about the only green type food that I'll eat. I like cucumbers. I used to like you put salt on them, and eat them, but I can't do that anymore. Got to watch my sodium intake. Oh, yay. So, but I hear you. Mike Taylor says, Anthony and ECR, good stuff as always. Yes, absolutely. Maranya says, hey there, Superman, how's Shadow doing? And another neighbor to the north, Robert Harrison 2.0. How you doing, Bob? He says, Donovan, Sunshine Superman. Yeah, he got it. He got it too. So, great to have you with us, Bob. Pull up a chair, my friend. Maranya says, give Rico pets and treats for me, werewolf. I'm going to need a scorecard to keep all the pets, keep them straight. I can't remember everybody's pet, so I apologize. But thank you to Maranya. She comes through. She's got a great memory. Hippies Collectible says, hiya, Robert. Donovan. Yes, sir. Donovan. Maranya says, good morning to Robert. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, more treats, Maranya? He's already overweight. Oh, no. Maranya says, Rod's got me hooked on that fire-roasted sweet corn popcorn from Hare's. I like the popcorn. The popcorn is good. But, man, if you really like that, you gotta get their chips. You got to get them chips. Oh, and you know what? Did I put that on here? Hold on a second. No, I didn't. I'm doing I'm going to do a commercial for them as well at some point. Official potato chip of comic book memories. Glad you're liking that. Diabetic Superman says, Shadow's doing good, Maranya. Thank you for asking. Very cool. We like to check on our furline friends. Is that right? No, feline, fur friend. We like to check on our furry friends. There, just spit it out, old geezer. Yes, sir. Robert Harrison says, good morning to Maranya. Hey, Werewolf by Lunchtime says, I will give him pets instead. There we go. Give him some love from all of us. Robert Harrison says, good tune, Tom. Yes, sir. Maranya says, good deal. Poor Rico needs to go on a die with a T, according to Garfield then, right? Oh, my gosh. Yes, die with a T. And Michael Taylor says, Doc, very cool chipmunk story. Yeah, my mother still talks about that one. You know, if we sitting out in the backyard or something, we see a chipmunk, she'll say, remember? Oh, yeah, I remember. Just, I didn't think anything of it. I never thought of, you know, he could wake up and bite me or have rabies or anything like that. I was just, you know, just an innocent, stupid kid. Well, by lunchtime says Rico is very spoiled. He is the king of the house. Yep. I find most of the furry family members, they seem to get the run of the house, whether they think so or not. Miranda says, as Rico should be. No dethroning the king. There we go. Michael Taylor says, my family had many pets. One of them was a cat that we found in front off the old TSS department store. Oh, cool. That's cool, though. We used to get barn cats because my grandfather had a barn, and they always, every year, there was a ton of cats around there, and they always would have litters, you know. And I won't tell you because it was back in the day and not something I ever approved of, but there was ways that they found to eliminate them from the barn. We never did that. But he wound up keeping a couple of them. So we had one that was called Portia. She was a Manx. She had no tail. Manxes have no tail. She was all black. That cat was the coolest cat ever, man. That cat would wrestle you. You know, you put your hand up like this. You could come out of nowhere, right? Like Randy Orton, come out of nowhere with an RKO. Come out. You put your hand up like this, no matter where she was ready to go. Oh, she put you in a bear hug and rug. I could pick her up and I'd suplex her onto the couch. You know, of course, I would take the brunt of it, of course, you know. But, oh, yeah, she was just great. And then when she could tell when you were done, she'd just rub on you, give you a couple licks, go back on about her day. But she was awesome. Awesome cat. Rania says, with all this pet talk, Rod needs to show some books with Scooby-Doo, Crypto, Ace the Bad Hound, Pluto, and some other comic book pets. I wished I'd have planned all that because that would have fit right in, right? But no. I got my typical usual superhero stock. I got a few little odds and ends mixed in there that people probably will like, hopefully. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, sorry, his name was Max, and I was commenting to Jackson. Oh, nope, that's it's okay. That's okay. Still, Max Jackson would have been a good name. Would have been a great, would have sounded like a boxer's name. So nothing wrong with that. Hey, and Grayman all the way from across the pond. How are you, sir? He says, hey, all. Great to have you with us once again. You and Lady Lisa, hope you guys are having a great Saturday. Probably almost, yeah, it's got to be afternoon over there where you are now. So hope your Saturday's going well, my friend. Pull up a seat and enjoy the show. Hang out with us. And Maranya says, hey there, Gray Man and Lady Lisa, from this side of the pond with a big old smile. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, hi, Poppy. I mean, Gray. Gray Man says, I just made an AI GL song coming up soon on my channel. Oh, cool. AI can do everything now. I see AI is making people are making like Justice League movies, movie trailers with AI and stuff like that. Pretty cool. Kind of scary in one way, but it's still pretty neat, some of the stuff that comes out. I'll have to check that out, sir. Maranya says, that's cool, Gray Man. Yes, sir. Michael Taylor says, one of the great songs that has pop culture in the lyrics. Old Days by Chicago. Yes. Talks about comic books in it. Yes. Another one that always stuck in my head because it mentioned comic books. You got that right, Michael. Absolutely. Swagner says, hey, Gray Man. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, I love spinach, although my forearms disagree. Yeah, mine too. It never worked for me. Vimaranya says, sadly, we don't get the potato chips version, so I have to make do with the popcorn. And that was hard enough to find as it is. Yeah, I don't know why it's hard to find, but it is. But if you really want to try it, you can order it online. I've seen it online. You can order it from like local Walmart or something like that, I think. But you go to hers website and you can order up some if you really want. I got to tell you, it is the best chip I've ever had. And up to that point, it was Humpty Dumpty, which was local New England. Humpty Dumpty barbecued potato chips always were a favorite as a kid growing up, right on up through until about 5 years ago when I came across these, and I just love these chips. Hers, Herrs, fire roasted sweet corn potato chips. Look them up if you get them in your area. Oh man, they are awesome. All right, we got the pause line going. That means it's time to show some comics. All right, let's see what I got here. Where do I want to go first? Let's see. Let's just go right with this stack right here. That's what we'll do. I got a big old stack right here, and I don't know what's in it, so you'll be as surprised as I am. Okay. We're going to start off with some World's Finest. It's a giant from the G76, part of the DC Giant series. G76, but it also doubles as World's Finest number 197. Got a few stories in there. It's not a square bound technically. Well, it kind of looks like a square bound, kind of feels like it. I'm going to call it square bound. I'm going with it. There we go. Oh, I can't put that there because I got another stack there. And we're sticking with the Giants. We got an 80-page giant for Batman, issue number 12. I love these old Giants, 80-page giant books, man. Just some classic reprints. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And this is probably the only Archie, full-blown proper Archie book in my collection. I was never an Archie fan. Please don't send the hate mail. I never saw a whole lot of Archie books on the racks or on the spinner racks. So I never really got into Archie. But I picked this one up. Why? Because it's a square bound, and it's number 50 of Archie's Pals and Gals. So I saw it there. It was really cheap. So I picked it up and brought it on home. All right. Now we got some Green Lanterns here. Looks like it might be the end of the Silver Age, early Bronze Age. We'll see. They have 15 centers. We got just Green Lantern number 70. And I know you guys know who this artist is. And by the looks of it, they'll probably be an alarm set off without going too far. Doesn't that guy, though, look like the Impossible Man from Fantastic Four? You know, just his body and his head. Look at that head. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. There's number 71. Another Gil Kane. And I believe, yep, here we go. Number 72. Another Gil Kane. That's the trifecta. That means we got there we go. 3 in a row, and you gotta sound the alert. because there's more coming, because he did a lot of covers for Green Lantern during this period. Here's number 73. I love this cover. It's up close and personal. What's going on? Here we go with number 74. Sinestro. All right, then we jump ahead a couple issues. I know I don't have 76, but where's 75? I got 75 somewhere. Here we go with 77. Now it's Neil Adams, baby. Love his run on Green Lantern, Green Arrow. They won all kinds of awards in the early 70s for their stories and whatnot, bringing in a lot of social awareness. Here's number 78. Wow, he gave him an old backhand right there. Oh, Hal. What's going on? Spinning back fist. Wow. All right. And then we got a little something from Malibu. This is I think from the 80s, maybe 90s. The Protectors. Another team book by Malibu. I love the Protectors. I was always a fan of team books, and anytime I got to be introduced into a new superhero team, always took it up. Now this right here, okay, this is like a, what do they call it, a die cut or whatever. It's cut. It's a hole through the entire book. It goes through the entire book. So it's just, hold on. I'll show you real quick. See, it goes through the whole thing. See, there I am back here. Woohoo! So, but yeah, it goes through the whole book. And it was designed this way. This wasn't, somebody did this to the book after the fact. No, this was like a little marketing ploy. Who did the artwork in this? Penciler was Thomas Derenick, and Diodato was the inker, and R.A. Jones was the writer. So, but I always enjoyed seeing new superheroes, and this was pretty cool. So if you get a chance, you can hunt them down. I would imagine they're pretty cheap. You'll probably find a lot of these in dollar bins all across the country. So definitely check it out. And then we got an old Thor, number 174, The Challenge of the Crypto Man. Oh, okay. I wondered where these went. Now I know. Now I found them. So here we go. We got Modeling with Millie, number 41. I forgot I had these. Pretty cool. Here is Modeling with Millie, number 49. Cover artist is Stan Goldberg. Story by Denny O'Neil. Art by Stan Goldberg. And then we got The Blonde Bombshell, Millie the Model, number 130. Pretty cool. All right. And we got little Charlton War Comics. Do I have this? Yes. Number 37 of Fighting Marines. And this is another character that I like. It's a Western character. And I didn't know about him till probably 5 years ago or so. Maybe a little longer than that. It's put out by Charlton, but it was a character that I didn't know. I mean, I knew about Captain Atom, I knew about Blue Beetle and the Question, those three. But slowly you got into the other ones: Son of Vulcan, Fighting Five, Peacemaker, all those in the 80s. I slowly got into those, but I never knew about this one till, like I said, about 5 or 6 years ago. Gunmaster. It's Gunmaster and Bullet the Gun Boy. Here's number 1. So, pretty neat. So I'm trying now to get all the Gunmaster appearances because he appeared for 4 issues in his own series. This is number 1 of that 4-issue series. But he also appeared in, I believe, Outlaws of the West, I believe, is where he had the majority of his appearances. So if you're interested in that character, definitely look up Charlton Gunmaster. And speaking of Charlton, here's some more. This is Ghostly Tales from the Haunted House, number 89. Ooh, spooky, spooky. And another Ghostly Tales, number 91, The Bloody Mermaid by Sanho Kim. I like that cover. Just the colors in it. It's like negative with the yellow and red. Nice, nice, nice. And staying with the Charlton theme, we got some Fighting Five. Let's see. This is number 35. Again, these are things I was looking for, and I just stumbled upon them this morning. Let's see. All right. Here is number 36. We got them up there twice. Number 37. They had some good backup features. At one point, this is where this book, not this particular one, but this series is where the Peacemaker first appeared. This is where he first debuted. All right, this is number 38. Number 39. Number 40. What else we got here? Number 41. A little underwater. And this is number 46. But it's a reprint. It's a reprint of an earlier story. And then I got some more Green Lanterns. I'll do a couple more Green Lanterns, then we'll get back to the Peanut Gallery. How's that? We've got some go-go checks going on with this right here. We got Green Lantern number 53. He trapped in his eyeball. Trapped in his eyeball. There's another go-go checks number 54. What else we got? Number 55. I got to get all these back into their proper boxes. So, number 56. Uh-oh. This is going to hurt. That's going to hurt. I like this cover too. 57. Very cool. All right. 58. We got 59 with Guy Gardner. Back when he had a decent haircut. And then number 60 with Spotlight on the old lamplighter of long, long ago. How many of you remember that song? That'll put a test to you. The old lamplighter. All right, there we go. Let's get back to the Peanut Gallery, see what's shaking. There's my starting line. Thank you once again, Maranya, so much for being on top of things and keeping me straight. Tempest Ramar says, I woke up in the middle of the night once to find a cat laying on my bed. I don't own a cat. Oh, now that would be funny or startling, at least at first, but later on, that's funny. To have a cat just arbitrarily show up in your house? Pretty wild. Michael Taylor says, that's the perfect cat for you, Doc. Yeah, it was. Portia was, it was awesome. I could suplex her, man. She was so fun, try to put her in like a sleeper hold and stuff. And she would just try to bite you, but she knew she would just put enough pressure on to play. She was playing. She was smart, man. She was such a smart cat. Awesome. Mike Taylor also says, hello to anyone who just came in. There we go. And Michael Taylor also says, yes, hers makes some good chips. Yeah, them fire roasted sweet corn, man. I ain't tasted anything like them. Those are awesome. Trouble is, I got to watch my intake of them because I have to watch sodium intake. Trouble with retaining water, and you don't want to retain water because then you can get into your lungs, get into your heart. Been there, done that. Don't want to go through that again. So I have to kind of do it in moderation, like everything in moderation. So, but boy, we went back to the grocery store. We went to the grocery store that we found these in. The first time when we found them back in early May, I think it was mid-May or so. We bought 5 bags. And then the next time we went back, but just 2 weeks ago, bought 6 bags. I mean, big bags. The big bags. I bought 6 bags. Should see the lady at the counter when we come up. Like these chips, do you? Yeah, just a little bit. Michael Jackson. I see Michael Taylor and then Jackson Roy Kirk. And my brain just goes right to Michael Jackson. Sorry, guys. The Jackson Roy Kirk says, as Eric Breen about that world's finest, ask Eric Breen about that world's finest. He's an expert on being square. I mean, on comics. Sorry about that. My eyes are bad and everything else is bad. Maranya says, my favorite Hers chips back in the day were their dill pickle version. Yes, they still make a dill pickle version because I saw those chips there at the store. So they still make those. Maranya also says, oh man, Rod needs to set off an alarm. He knows what I mean. Yeah. 3 in a row. That's what I'm going to use from now on. We show 3 Gil Canes in a row, that alert's going to go up. Michael Taylor says, Doc knows what to do. You got it. The Jackson Marker says, you get 3 in a row, then it's up the nose. There you go. You got it, Jackson. Up the nose we go. Up your nose with a rubber hose. Remember that? I got that 45 somewhere over here from Gabe Kaplan, the old Welcome Back Cotter. Gray Man says, you say social awareness. It looks like pounding hippies to me. Yeah. it was the whole dichotomy. I know everybody knows, I'm sure by now, you know, Green Arrow was more leaning left, and Hal was more leaning right, I guess is the best way to put it. So yes, but it made for a great dynamic in the comic, and they did some great writing, and of course the artwork, man. Neil's my man. Neil's my favorite. So, I mean, when I saw his work, it totally changed the way I looked at comic book art. You know, I mean, I still loved all the other art. Like John Buscema. I love his art. Love his art. His is action. He's very much in my mind like a Jack Kirby. In that he can just draw a guy just standing there, and that guy standing there looks like he's ready for action, man. You know, so I love John Buscema. Jim Aparo seemed like a very next generation Neil Adams to me. You know, very smooth, slick characters, stuff like that. George Perez, love George Perez, John Byrne. Their smooth layouts and their smooth character drawings and stuff like that. Love their artwork. You know, so just but Neil changed it for me. He changed everything for me. So Gray Man says a Holy Grail comic. There you go. Yeah, that 76 well, I think it's 76 GLGA. Yeah, I had one a long time ago. I don't know what happened with it. I think it got thrown out with my second batch of my comic collection that got thrown out. So and now it's too much cabbage for me to be able to pony up. If I ever won the lottery, yeah, that'd be one of the first ones I'd get, but not anytime soon. So I got a couple of the facsimiles that they've done, or reprints that they've done. So I hear you, Gray Man. You're right. Friar Tuck, great to have you with us, sir. Thanks for hanging out with us, man. Grab a seat right there in the front row, brother. Have some fun. Friar Tuck says, I've got an almost complete run of those Malibu Hero books. Very cool. Very cool. I don't think I have a complete run of the Protectors, but I probably got the majority of them. I'll say I got about 80% of them. And I still find them in dollar bins, 50-cent bins, you know. You can still find those really cheap. So absolutely, I could probably go on eBay, figure out what I need, look at my inventory, my Excel spreadsheet that I have, look on that and just see. And I could probably go right to eBay, and somebody's probably going to sell them in a bundle. You know what I mean? Because they're not. It's not like a, you know, it's not like a Green Lantern 76. You know, as far as price wise goes. So. And Professor Strange Figure. Great to have you with us, sir. I don't recognize the name. So welcome if this is your first time. Appreciate you hanging out with us, sir. He says, why? I don't know. You got to be more specific, Professor. Be a little more specific. I might be able to help you out, sir. But thank you so much for hanging out with us. And Psychotronic Squirt Gun, Aaron. Hey, Aaron, how you doing, man? He says, good morning, and a good morning to you, buddy. Hope everything's going well this morning. Getting ready for Triple C's claim sale there at noontime. Looking forward to it. So, and I got my new outro on today. So, you and Triple C and Graphic Man are all featured in it. So, you got to check out the new outro today. Finally got my act together. Great to have you with us, Aaron. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, I just spoke to Rico. Apparently, he may be awake in time to vote for Gray Man on this week's Cover Slingers. There we go. Definitely check out Cover Slingers as well if you get a chance. A lot of fun over there on Gray Man's channel. Definitely. Steve and Spock, great to have you with us, sir, or sirs. Thank you so much for hanging out. Giving the live long and prosper sign to Maranya. There we go. Gray Man says, selling Bitcoin is a challenge. never got into Bitcoin. Never fully understood the Bitcoin is probably why. But I know there are some people who really get into it, and some people, I guess, have made some money off it and whatnot. But I'm not that well versed in Bitcoin at all. Tempest from Mars says, where are you on the DC Giants, Doc? You must have a good run of them, if not all. I got a good run of them, but I by no means have them all. On the Giants, I would say probably somewhere around 60, 70% maybe of those. The 80-page Giants, I need a lot more of, because a lot of those early Superman, Batman ones, some of them can be pricey, and I obviously want to get them in fairly decent shape. The 100-page Super Spectaculars, I've made a lot of ground with, thanks to a big AOK a year or so ago from my partner, Shannon, man, my brother, and he set me up with a lot of them. I think I only need, I want to say maybe 10 of those, and most of those are the romance ones. Young romance or girls romance or something like that. And I think I need one Superboy, and I think there's one war comic that I need too. And then I'll put to bed the 100-page Super Spectaculars, which really have a soft spot in my heart, because they're a physical tether to my grandfather, who bought me a lot of those back in the day when I was just a kid. Go down to the convenience store with him to probably get his newspaper, and he'd say, you want one of those? Grab one of them funny books. Let's go. Okay. So, absolutely. Thank you for asking, Tempest. Appreciate that, sir. Friar Tuck says the stories weren't half bad and cheap for dollar bins. Yes, sir. They were. I enjoyed the stories. They were a good read. I enjoyed them a lot. I love the gravestone character. I really like that character. That was pretty cool. But I'm a sucker for team books, man. You bring me, tell me there's a new superhero team book, I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a try. Gray Man says, werewolf by lunch. That's a relief. Maranya says, good morning, Professor and Aaron. Aaron, how is Rakena doing? Boy, you've got a great memory, Maranya. Oh, whatever you're taking for that memory, you're drinking, whatever, you got to send some my way, because, man, I got a horrible memory. Yes, we want to know how Rakena. There we go. I'll get it right. Maranya says, hey there, Steve. Good to see you, Friar. Rob Brown, hey, how you doing, Rob? He says, oh my gosh, I missed the first half. I'll catch up on the rerun. That's fine. We're here all morning, brother. Great to have you with us. Pull up a seat. Professor Strangefinger says, Maranya, hello, and thank you for the warm welcome. There you go. Awesome. Friar Tuck says, good morning, everyone. And Psychotronic Squirt Gun Aaron, he says, she's a spoiled girl. Aren't they all? Gotta spoil them kitties. Maranya says, Rob, good morning to you, sir. And Rob says, good morning, you bag of nuts. Eric Breen says, we need a Fightin' Millies book. There you go. Fightin' Millies. That's it. Millie hits the ring. Hippies Collectibles says, hiya, Rob. Maranya says, you're welcome, Professor. Glad to have you join the Peanut Gallery and the studio audience. Absolutely. Welcome aboard, sir. Eric Breen says, gun governor. Oh, sorry, my bad, sir. Yes, I should have said gun governor. Rob Brown says, howdy, folks. Hope you're all doing well. You as well, sir. We're all just kind of hanging out. We were sharing stories about our pets this morning. Dogs and cats and anything else with fur and four legs or whatever. We were sharing those stories with us today. Quite enough, sir. Q&S, how you doing? He says, hey, Rob and all, and good morning to you, sir. great to have you with us once again. Thanks for spending your Saturday with us. Professor Strangefinger says, this is my first time here, and it's very enjoyable. Well, thank you very much. We try to make it an enjoyable experience. We're just here to have fun for 2 hours. Forget about the troubles in the world. Forget about the troubles in your life. Just hang out for 2 hours. Share some stories, some memories. Tell us about your comic book collecting. Tell us what you like, what you don't like. And just sharing the memories, sharing the fun. That's what we're all about here. Psychotronic Squirt Gun Aaron, laughing out loud, still half asleep, my friends. I hear you. It was tough waking up this morning. I'm with you there, Aaron. Maranya says, Eric, they'd be fighting over clearance sales at high brand stores with a new hot guy. There you go. Maranya's got it down. There we go. Maranya says, QNS, good to see you, sir. Rob Brown says, great books, Doc. Well, thank you so much, Rob. Appreciate that, my friend. Quite Enough Sayer says, he's smiling. And Maranya says, we're a great bunch of nuts here, Professor. Don't forget to subscribe and set notifications as you don't want to miss any of the Silver Age goodness. Well, thank you so much, Maranya. I appreciate that. Oh, love it. I love it. Rob Brown says, welcome, Professor Strangefinger. Fantastic name, he says, laughing out loud. And Professor Strangefinger says, Maranya, definitely. Awesome. Tempest from Mars says, I like the Fightin' Five. Had initials that spelled out fight. That's a comic. Yes. I don't know if it's one of the ones I showed, but yeah, lists out the fight thing. Yeah, absolutely. Swag Does says, hey, double A. Michael Taylor says, Night Tiger has a very cool Golden Age patriotic comic live stream. I think today or tomorrow. Oh, I know he was getting ready to do one. I didn't know it was going to be this weekend. Very cool. If you get a chance, definitely check him out. One way or the other. He fascinates me because he's got a tremendous Golden Age collection, and he gets them on the cheap. He knows how to find the deals, but it's just fascinating because some of the books he shows I've never even heard of before. So it's always fascinating to see his stuff. Absolutely. Professor Strangefinger says, Rob Brown, hello and thanks. This is my cup of tea for sure. My collection is so random, but I love it. There you go. You collect, like Hippie says, love what you collect and collect what you love. I messed that up, Hippie. You're going to have to straighten me out, brother, because I messed that up royally. Professor Strangefinger says, The Thing. The Jackson Rourke says, the comics are running wild in Dr. Silver Age's lair. Yeah, they're overtaking me. I'll tell you that much. Holy mackerel. I got to spend some time down here and really, really try to organize this. I keep saying that, and I never do it. I got to do it. Rob Brown says, one of us. Laughing out loud. Swagda says, it's tomorrow, Michael Taylor, for Night Tiger's show. Cool beans. You might want to check that out tomorrow on Night Tiger's channel. Absolutely. I'm sure he'll have some great stuff to show. Maranya says, which thing do you favor, Professor? The movie version or Aunt Petunia's bashful blue-eyed nephew? There we go. Professor Strangefinger says, Google gobble yourself, Rob. Rob Brown, he's laughing out loud. Professor Strangefinger says, Google, curse you, autocorrect. Yeah, autocorrect is not my friend. Quite Enough Sayer says, great books, Rod, as always. Well, thank you so much, QNS. Appreciate that, my friend. Mike Taylor says, Swagda. That's what I thought, he says. And Professor Strangefinger says, Google. Dang it. Rob Brown says he's laughing still. He's still laughing. And Professor Strangefinger says, Tempest from Mars. Lucky. Yeah. Rob Brown says, I hate autocorrect. Me too. Mike Taylor says, Doc, very nice book, especially those lanterns. Yeah, Green Lantern was one of the first books that I remember, that I actively remember getting. I forget. I think it's number 64. It's a pink cover with Green Lantern on the cover, and he's being zapped by some kind of a pink ray or something like that. And I remember being sick one night. My dad came home from work. He had stopped at the Rexall drugstore to pick up some medicine for me, and he came and dropped a couple of books on my stomach as I was laying on the couch. And that was the one I remember of that bunch. And it got me really hooked into Green Lantern. It also got me hooked into collecting rings. Many of them Green Lantern rings. Back there, you can't see it right now. I've got it kind of hidden behind the rack on the wall there. A Green Lantern power battery, full size, and it lights up. You got batteries in it, and I got the metal ring, and you put the metal ring inside, and it lights up. So yeah, that was responsible for a lot of my childhood collectings. Those Green Lanterns, thanks to my dad. Moranya says, sorry, Professor, I have hypoglycemia, and it's very contagious. I'm Typhoid Mary. Professor Strangefinger says, Moranya, it's awful, but hilarious sometimes. Hippie's Collectible says, love them GLs. Well, thank you so much. Absolutely. I'm right there with you, Hippie. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, not all cats are smart. I remember Rico told me to vote for Bill on Cover Slingers one time. Poor Bill. Poor Bill. He's a character. I love Bill. Professor Strangefinger says, I have spinner rack envy. So bad right now. I believe me, I know, because for years I had the same thing, man. I always wanted to have an original spinner rack, and I was just lucky enough. I went to an indoor flea market about 20 minutes from here. They had one, and they had it for sale. Couldn't pull the trigger on it. It was just, I thought it was too much money. Then I had a heart attack, went in, had open heart surgery, came out. 8 months later, we were going back to that thing, and I said, I wonder if that spinner rack is still there. If it still is and it's for sale, it was meant for me to have. Well, mister, I walked inside there, and sure enough, it was still there. And I said, that's all the sign I need. And my wife just looked at me and said, go ahead. I pulled the trigger on it, brought it home, and she's been in my basement here ever since. And man, I'm telling you, you come downstairs and you turn the corner here, and I see that first, and it just puts a smile on my face. So I understand the spinner rack envy, because I had it for many, many years. I'm just so thankful. I was so blessed to be able to come across one. So yours is out there, Professor Strangefinger. Don't give up on it. Go hunt it down, brother. Higgy Pop. Hey, Higgy Pop is in the house. There we go. The hardest working man in live streaming right there. Higgy Pop Comics. He says, hey, everybody. Higgy Pop, how you doing today? I love the video you shot from the bucket truck there. Love that. That was awesome. On the road again. Absolutely. And as we know, hold on now. It's been what? It's been an hour and 20 minutes. Oh my gosh. It's been an hour and 20 minutes, and we have not had our sponsor. We have not let our sponsor. Oh my God. And because it's been so long, we're going to run their brand new one. Go. We got our sponsors in. They'll be happy now. Higgy, great to have you with us once again, sir. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, brother. We got the Jackson Roy Kirk. He says, Hobbs, Rico meant that as a joke. Ah ha ha. Hippies Collectible says, yo, he. Jackson Roy Kirk says, Higgy. Professor Strange Figure says, Higgy Pop Comics, welcome. Mariah says, Higgy Pop. Getting another bell. There we go. Michael Taylor says, Mariah, yes, their dill pickle chips are pretty good. I know they still make them. I haven't had those, but boy, I'm telling you, them fire roasted, I can't get off of those. Higgy Pop Comics says, Jackson. Mike Taylor says, I bought up that up your nose. Man, I can't talk. I bought that up your nose 45 when it first came out. So did I, sir. So did I, Michael. Absolutely it did. I was always a fan of novelty songs. Those type of songs, King Tut by Steve Martin, a couple of songs by Jim Stafford. It was another one that I just had that's on. I want to say his name was Jim, and I'm saying this on purpose this way. Groce, Groce, not Croce, but I think his name was Groce. But he did one called Junk Food Junkie, and I just got a kick out of that. But I loved all those kind of novelty songs. They were big in the 70s, the early 70s, the mid 70s. They were big. They did a lot of novelty songs. And Weird Al Yankovic kind of kept it going in the 80s, throughout the 80s into the 90s. I don't even know if he's still around. Dr. Demento show used to be great for playing all those. Used to be Saturday nights, the Dr. Demento radio show. So yeah, all those novelty songs. I was big fan of those. Werewolf by Lunchtime. Too much catnip, Jackson. He was cat stoned. Our cats do like the catnip. They're both 15 years old now, I believe. 16 years old now. So they're up there in age. But boy, you get them around catnip. Oh boy, they get all happy. Woohoo! Swagda says, Higgy, Higgy, Higgy. Yeah. Professor Strange Figure says, John Buscema. Yeah, I love John Buscema. I'm right there with you. Sir. He says, Paul Galassi, too. I'm not familiar with him. I can't, like John Buscema, when I think of him, I picture, the Avengers. I picture Hulk. Galassi, I can't, I don't have him in my brain. To the point of where I could just picture what he's drawn. So you'll have to help me with some of the stuff that he worked on. Rob Brown says, John Byrne is a Neil Adams fan too. You can see it in his art. What I liked about John Byrne's art was it was just smooth. I like smooth rather than like a sketchy kind of look. And as I say that, the person I think of is like Sienkiewicz. Yeah, Bill Sienkiewicz, I think it was. He does that sketchy stuff, and some of it I can take, but some of it I can't. It just looks like somebody's just sketching it, It's not like a Joe Kubert where it's kind of sketched, but it's contained very neatly and whatnot, because I love Joe Kubert as well. So, yeah, I'm right there with you. Hey, Sleepy Rita 666, how you doing, Damien? Great to have you with us, sir. He says, howdy, everyone. Great to have you once again. Pull up a chair. We're just getting warmed up here. Going to get ready to show some more comics. And the Geeky Puppet Show, how you doing? He says, hey, kids. Great to have you with us once again, sir. Please check out the Geeky Puppet Show channel. They run shows on Friday nights at 8:15 and 9:30 on Friday nights. Saturday mornings, they do it at 9:30 a.m. And then Monday at 10 p.m. But you guys are pretty much doing a lot more now during the week. I'll have to get the rest of your schedule of events there so I can add it to my list here. So when you show up there, we can let the folks know how they can see more of the Geeky Puppet Show. You can go and listen to them read, and they would much prefer you join in and help them read it. You have a blast. You will. Maranya says some people, I won't say who, were dissing some awesome Bob Layton covers for Secret Wars last night. You know who they are. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think they got on the wrong side of Maranya. They're putting the smackdown on all Bob Layton. Holy mackerel. Bob Layton, when I think of Iron Man, that's who I think of first, was Bob Layton. He was the one who used to be able to draw that little circle on to make it look like it was shiny and stuff like that. Very cool. Well, I'm not one of those people, Maranya. I'm with you. I like Bob Layton. Hippie Collectible says, hiya, Damien. Professor Strangefinger says, Sleepy Reader, happy Saturday to you, sir. And Swagner says, hey, Sleepy. And Professor Strangefinger says, the Geeky Puppet Show, hello. Maranya says, hey there, Damien. Now all we need are John and Lady Pauline to show up. There we go. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, I'm just awoken by a embarrassing dream reader. I probably butchered that all up. I'm trying to read it and my eyes are all wonky. I just awoken by a embarrassing dream reader. I'm sorry, Werewolf. I'm butchering that for you, brother. I'm gonna I'll put it up there. Let everybody else just kind of read it for themselves, so they can say it right. Because I'm not saying it right. Geeky Puppet Show says not every Bob Layton cover is great, but all of them are far better than any Alex Ross cover. Ooh. I don't know. I gotta admit, I'm an Alex Ross fan. I do like his stuff. The realistic look, I do enjoy that just as much as I enjoy a lot of my favorite artists. So I gotta just I understand. Everybody to each their own. So, and Geeky Puppet Show says, hey, Professor. And Professor Strangefinger says, I'm brand new here and loving it. Thanks. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Sleepy Reader says, Tom, Swag, Professor, Maranya, good morning. And Steven Spark says, hey, Swagda. Giving whoops, I can only do it with this hand. I can't do it with my left hand. I can only do it with this hand. And Maranya says, hey there, Froggy. Oh, no, those are fighting words. Alex Ross does excellent covers, except for my guy. The armor is too shiny with his art. I do love his work. His stuff that he did on Kingdom Come, tremendous. I really do love it. Kingdom Come is one of my favorite stories. Really, it's only 3 books long, but doggone, it was great. It was really great. And all the Easter eggs that they put in there for old farts like me, old collectors, stuff. It's just great stuff. A great read. Geeky Puppet Show says, on these days without Shannon, Rod should have Froggy on. There we go. Well, maybe we can work that out at some point. We'll have to see. Sleepy Reader 666 says, so true, Sir Werewolf. I was dreaming about comic book storage. There we go. Werewolf by lunchtime. So he's laughing about it. Maranya says, yes, he should, Rod. Send the link to Froggy so he can be here. Yeah, we'll have to do that. And the Gray Man says, Bitcoin was the challenge of crypto from the... Oh, I get it now. Okay, I got you. Brain's not awake yet. Now I got you. Because of that Thor cover. The crypto. Yeah, I got you now. Okay. Duh. They're not funny if you have to explain them, right? I got you. That's what my kids always tell me. Dad, they're not funny. The jokes aren't funny if I have to explain it. Yeah, sometimes I just don't get it. So I apologize, Gray Man. Professor Strangefinger says, Werewolf by lunchtime. I appreciate your moniker. Swagner says, hey, Steven Spock. Tempest from Mars says, nice. I just need 6 romance ones, and then I'm done with the lot. I've got lucky in picking up as many as I could when I first started collecting. Yeah, I never really thought about collecting those especially the 100 pagers. I never really thought of that. I just happened to naturally have a lot of them because of the series, like Brave and the Bold, some action, some Batman, and stuff like that. So I had a lot of them just because I collected a lot of the series. But then I saw Shannon do a video on all of them. And then I'm like, oh, man, I'm already down that rabbit hole. I just don't realize it yet. So, and then he sent me a bunch of them too. He sent me a big stack of them, which helped me out. A lot of the ones that I didn't collect, like Tarzan ones. I believe he sent me a Shazam one. Some of the action ones that I didn't have. So he really helped me out. I'm not going to blame him, but it is because of Shannon that I have fallen down many a rabbit hole in this hobby. And I thank him for that. And Maranya says, she's setting up the pause line. All right, we're going to show some more comics. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. I got a stack over here. Let's see what we got. Oh, yeah, we got some we're going to have some square bounds in this round. I'll show a couple of things that I just picked up recently. I picked up, let's see, I'll show this one first. I picked up another copy of this comic reader fanzine, number 200. This is from April 1982. This one, I picked up a second one because I just love the cover on this. It's got all these different independent superheroes like Nemesis and Magic Man from AGC. It's got the MLJ heroes. It's got the Thunder Agents on it. It's got some Charlton action heroes on it. It was just cool to have them all in one. It's a wraparound cover. So it was just very cool. So I actually got this as part of a lot. And these are the other two that I picked up. It's 198 with Nick Fury, which is pretty neat. And then doing a meta-rog here, we got number 199 with Thor. And these are just great snapshots of what was going on in the comic industry at the time, what was being put out, cool articles about what they, whatever topic was hot. I wanted to get this one because in this one they talk about the Charlton action heroes. So that was the main impetus to get that. But I got all three for really next to nothing. So I think I've shown these. So I'll do it real quick. Sergeant Fury, number 5. That is now my lowest. So 1 through 4 is probably never going to be in my collection. But I keep my eye open. So there's number 5. And then I picked up these 2 Conan square bounds, giant size Conan, 2 and 3. I picked those up because I love square bounds. Our Fighting Forces, number 110. And this one I just showed recently is one I did not have in my collection. 1975, giant size Power Man, number 1. Very cool. Love the square bounds, baby. You guys all know me. Here we go. We got Showcase number 53 with G.I. Joe. I just need a couple more from, let's see, I think I need the other G.I. Joe one and a Dr. No. And then I will have Showcase from, I think, number 27 on up. To get below 27, some money there. But that would be so neat because they have Adam Strange, they've got Green Lantern, and of course they got the Flash. There was one, and Maranya will will probably know this, remember this, on I Love Comics channel. At one time, he had a showcase Flash, and it was at a really good price, and I just couldn't pull the trigger at the time, and I wished I had, and I've been kicking myself ever since. So, but someday maybe, I don't know. We'll see. And we got Mystery in Space. Speaking of Adam Strange, his number 82. The old Adam Strange, trying to get all his appearances in Mystery in Space. A lot of very good stories. Science fiction. This is number 79. And you can still pick these up relatively at a decent price. So, all right, here we go with another square bound giant. This is G61. It also doubles as Batman, issue number 213. And another Batman 80-page giant, G49. Batman. This one I always wanted. This one I really coveted for a long time, but I could never find it in a good shape for a decent price. And then I did. And so it's real cool. And here we go with a square bound from Harvey. It's a giant size Harvey thriller, The Fighting American. 25-cent square bound from Harvey. Yeah. All right, now last week Shannon showed I think it was Marvel superheroes. He showed some Marvel superheroes, which was the extenuation of Fantasy Masterpieces 1 through 11. Then it went to Marvel superheroes. I think that was it. Either that or it was Marvel's collector's item edition issues. But anyway, those really got me in the mood to pull out some of my square bounds from the Silver Age. So I did. I pulled out Marvel Tales. So I thought I'd share with you my Marvel Tales collection of these. Because you got to start off with number 1, 1964, with great origin stories. Original stories, I should say. So just love that. Here is number 2, 1965. Got what is that? Avengers number 2, or that might be Avengers number. Yeah, it's number 1, Origin of the Avengers. And here's number 3. Some Tales to Astonish, Strange Tales, Journey into Mystery, all great series. Here's another nice cover. Number 4. Just trying to get as many of the superhero issues of Tales to Suspense. And where is it? Right here. Strange Tales. Of the Strange Tales one from 101, where Fantastic Four, where Human Torch and Thing first started appearing, not their first appearance, where they started appearing first there. Now I forgot where I was going to. Oh, I only need 105 and 110. Now 110 never going to be obtainable because that's the origin first appearance of Doctor Strange, and I know that's going to be way out of my price range. But 105, I'm keeping my eye open because 105 is still somewhat affordable, So I'm keeping my eye on that. So if I could get that one, and then only 110 is the only one that I'm missing, I can put my head on my pillow at night. Here we go with Marvel Tales number 5. Just love these. These were an avenue to classic tales that had already passed me by the time I had got into collecting by 68, 67, 68. So there we go with number 6, another yellow cover. But the square bound, you just felt like you were getting so much more, as a kid. You're like, wow, look how thick this is. Oh man, I'm getting twice as many. There's number 7. Just great stuff. And then, in the 80s, go back and get these, these issues, the actual original issues. I was so very lucky to be able to do that in the 80s. Here we go with number 8. Just great stuff. Great memories. I mean, that really is. And the ads in them and stuff like that. I love the house ads. Always love the house ads. I didn't pay much attention to the other ads like the X-ray glasses or something like that. I never really paid that much attention to them. But the house ads, man, those house ads, I wanted to know, what's happening now? What's happening in Thor? What's happening in Fantastic Four? And that's how I found out what was going on. Because a lot of the places, they might either sold out or they didn't carry all the titles, Here we go with Marvel Tales number 9. Number 9. I have this issue of Spider-Man. Why? Because my man right there, old J. Jaws, green skin himself, the Hulk. I sold a lot of my early Spider-Mans. But that one there was not going anywhere because that was just too cool. So that is still in my collection to this very day. And we go number 10. And now we shift to more. They take the books off the front page, and they show more of the cover art type of thing. Here we go with number 11 with Spidey and Daredevil taking center stage. Very cool. Still 25 cents. And there's this one, number 12. Look at that. Spidey and the Green Goblin. Up close and personal, baby. Ooh. And Spider-Man, Marvel Tales number 13 with Spider-Man and the Sandman. Still 25 cents. I'm bringing them myself. This one here is one that I remember getting in a birthday. Well, I didn't know what to call them then, but we call them hauls nowadays. But I remember this one as being one that I got for my birthday one day. This is number 14. Very cool. You see that? I see this in the stack. You come across it, and it just takes you right back to, man, you're whatever 7 years old or whatever, and it's just what was going on in your life then. What were you thinking about? I mean, I'm thinking about, I got to make sure that I'm in time, to watch Dark Shadows at 4:00, so type of thing. Here we go with Marvel Tales number 15. Spidey and the Scorpion. Great stuff. Number 16, Spidey and the Human Torch, and the Beetle. And number 17, number 18, number 19, number 20, still square bound 25 centers. I mean, this was a great run to have. It really is. Just so many great stories. Whoops. I knock things down. Please stay up there, Sergeant Rock. Here we go with number 21. Number 22. I think I grabbed up to 25 with the Goblin. This is another one that I remember having on a birthday. Purple cover. I remember that. That's just too cool. So nice. I got it twice. So, and number 24. And round that out with number 25. Because that's all I grabbed out of there. So there we go. All right. Let's see. Let's go back and check out what's going on with the peanut gallery. Thank you so much, Maranya. As always, for my starting line, keeps me in line. Thank you so much. Diabetic Superman says, Shadow's been by my side almost 24/7 for almost 3 weeks. Wow. Very cool, though. I love when they stay with you and they want to be with you. So, except when you're on the computer and then they want to walk across your keyboard. So then, listen, my fat fingers screw up typing enough on their own. The cat will sometimes go across there like, oh, I'm not doing nothing. Are you busy? Oh, you know. Maranya says, Shadow's keeping an eye on you, Superman. Yeah. Crazy Hungarian is with us once again. Hey, great to have you with us, sir. Thank you so much for spending part of your Saturday with us. He says, happy Saturday, everyone, and a happy Saturday to you. Hope your weekend's starting off really good. And Diabetic Superman says 24/7. That's what I thought. I thought that's what you said. So Maranya says, happy Saturday, Hungarian. Crazy Hungarian says, you too, Maranya. Professor Strangefinger says, crazy Hungarian, howdy, partner. Hippie's Collectible says, collect what you like and love what you collect. Thank you, Hippie. That's because that is just what both Shannon and I say. Those are words to live by. During this hobby, those are words to live by right there. Collect what you like and love what you collect. Absolutely. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, man. The Geeky Puppet Show says, if we keep typing, we will get to pause 2 before he reaches the first pause. Michael Taylor says, auto incorrect. There you go. I like that. Auto incorrect. You're incorrect, Auto. Crazy Hungarian says, howdy, Professor. Diabetic Superman says, about 3 weeks ago, I fell off a chair and broke my clavicle. Ow. Oh, so my sisters aren't here. Aren't here. Shadow has been babysitting. Oh. Well, I hope you're healing up well, and hopefully not painfully. Maranya says, oh dear, hope you're healing well, Superman. That's a tricky place to break a bone. Yeah. Ow. Clavicle is your collarbone, right? Am I get that wrong? I think the clavicle is the collarbone, right? Rob Brown says, I used to have 2 beautiful spinner racks in my studio for years. Lost them in a divorce. Oh. Ow. 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 Oh my gosh. I can't. Oh. That would be hard to part with them due to circumstances beyond your control. It's one thing if you make the decision that you have to, okay, I've got to sell this. I've had to give up books before, sell books because I had to pay medical bills type of thing. So I've been there, but to give up something like that, that's tough, man. That's a tough one, Rob. I feel for you, brother. Gotham City Comics, Kevin. Hey, great to have you with us, sir. He says, hello and good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for spending part of your Saturday with us. If you get a chance, check out Gotham City Comics. One of the best stores in the around for comics and all things horror related, too. You got a lot of cool masks and stuff like that. And now he's got really cool T-shirts. So definitely get over there, check them out, get a T-shirt. I'm going to get a T-shirt. So, Kevin, thank you so much, man. Pull up a chair and enjoy the show. Great to have you with us. Diabetic Superman says, I'm doing really well. Better than I expected to be doing. Well, that's good. Very good. Very good. We like to hear those kind of healing stories. Rob Brown says, laughing out loud, smelly pirate hooker. I'm telling you, that's just the concept alone. Higgy come up with that. I just lost it, man. I love it. So I'm taking the ball and running with it. So that is our official fragrance of comic book memories is smelly pirate hooker, baby. And Higgy is the star of the commercials. So, and there's more to come. Oh, just think, 3 commercials and no. I got plenty of ideas are coming. Maranya says, good morning to you, Gotham City Comics. And Hippies Collectible says, Guitars and. Yes, sir. I know it. I know Guitars and, rather. Werewolf by lunchtime. I hope we don't run into slingers. This chat is super active. I'll go as fast as I can, Werewolf. How's that? I'll try my best. Mark Taylor says, yeah, I wish I had my childhood spinner rack. I'll never forget it. It stood on a slant and was a little heavy to spin when full. Oh, yeah. I'm thrilled to have all my comics. And there are some comics that mean a lot to me for their nostalgic or memory or place in my life. But that comic rack is right there with them because it is very similar to the one that I used to go to at a local convenience store. It's the same top, it says, hey kids, comics, wholesome comics entertainment. That's what it said on the one that I used to go to. So to me, in my mind, that's the one from that store. So it is really a piece of my childhood. And every time I see it, it puts a smile on my face that Ajax won't wash off. It's just part of the experience when you're a kid going and getting something you really love, which was, for me, was comic books. And just that experience, it's almost like muscle memory, just spin it to just see what's on the rack, and you hear that squeak, 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 it's just part of the experience, man. And I'm really blessed to be able to have gotten one. And I hope for all of you out there that want one, I hope you all can find one as well. I know there's one out there for each of you. So Maranya says, Jim Stafford did Wildwood Weed. Yes, sir. Ray Stevens did The Streak. Yes. I've got The Streak on my Spotify. So And the streak was such a big thing, like what, 1975, somewhere around there. That was really good. Weird Al's first hit was Another One Rides the Bus. Yep, that was big on the Dr. Demento show. Yeah, baby. Dr. Demento. Does he still do a show? Or I guess probably maybe not on radio anymore. Maybe he does a live stream or a podcast or something like that. Nowadays would be more in line with what pop culture would need or want today, I guess. But yeah, absolutely. Dr. Demento. What was the song? The one about Irving, the 142nd fastest gun in the West. Irving. Let's see. Irving was something. Oh, I can't. I'm going to screw it up, and I'm going to sound like an idiot more so than usual. So 141 could draw faster than he, but old Irving was looking for 143. It's just a great song. All those great songs are great. Dead Skunk in the Middle of the Road. There's so many great songs that I learned from that show, the Dr. Demento show. I got a couple of his CDs. So very cool, Maranya. Yeah. Professor Strangefinger, Rob Brown says, I feel your pain. No, Professor Strangefinger says to Rob Brown, I feel your pain. There we go. How about I read it correctly? There we go. Werewolf by Lunchtime. Bill Sienkiewicz is one of my favorites, and so is Kurt Swan. I like Kurt Swan. Totally different, but I love them just the same. Absolutely. Nothing wrong with that at all. We love what we love. I love Kurt Swan. Kurt Swan is Superman to me. Kurt Swan is Superman. Because he's what I grew up with watching Superman, even somewhat on the TV, on the Filmation Superman cartoon. Still had that kind of wholesome, clean cut look, to him. So absolutely. Eric Breen says, help us read. Teach us to read. Professor Strangefinger says, Paul Gulacy drew Shang-Chi. Okay. Master of Kung Fu back in the day. Okay. Gotcha now. I gotcha. Cool. Thank you very much for that. Now I can put his name with that. Very cool. Professor Chi. Yep. I'm with you. He also says, I need a new keyboard. I know. There's always like a key that seems to go bad or something, and I've had that happen. So I have probably about 5 spare keyboards around that I keep just in case. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, thanks, Professor, for the earlier comment. Maranya says, Logitech makes great keyboards for very reasonable prices. Yeah, I believe most of mine were Logitech. I bought a lot of Logitech products. Absolutely. Geeky Puppet Show says Friday through Sunday, 8:15 Eastern Time, 9:30 p.m. for the second reading Eastern Time. Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern, and Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. So there you go. That's the lineup right there. Definitely check them out, and definitely don't be scared to get involved, because they'd love to have you on there. It's just, you have a ball. You really do. Jackson Roykirk says, I don't need a new keyboard. I need new fingers. That's me. I'm with you. My fingers are so fat. The texting on the phone, if they didn't have the voice texting that you can do, I'd be out of luck, because the little keys that you have to hit, I'm hitting like 3 of them at a time. And what am I writing? I can't do it. Can't do it, Captain. I can't do it. Maranya says, also Saturday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Eastern for readings. Yes, thank you. Absolutely, check them out. Jackson Rourke says, just leave the Geeky Puppet Show channel on. They're going 24/7. There you go. Geeky Puppet Show says, we are, and they're laughing. Geeky Puppet Show says, wrong time, Maranya. Uh-oh, whoops. That's okay. I think we gave out the right schedule. No, it's not. You have 2 readings scheduled for tonight at those times. Oh, We have a discrepancy. Michael Taylor says Alex Ross is like a great golden age artist that is trapped in the modern comic times. I just marvel at the way he can make his work look so realistic. I've seen videos on how he does it, and I just marvel at it. I mean, I just to have that amount of talent and to be able to visualize something and then have your hands make it so. That's a foreign concept to me. I've never been able to make it look, what little dabbling into drawing that I've done, and I've showed you guys my sketchbooks in the past. It's never 100% the way you envisioned it, or at least for me. I'm talking for me alone. But folks like Alex Ross, Neil Adams, Joe Kubert, Kirby, all them guys. I mean, to be able to envision something in your mind and make it happen takes talent, man. Takes a lot of talent, and that's not something I have an abundance of at all. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, don't worry, I'm certain a fast food chain will come out with a McChubby Fingers keyboard for their discerning customers. McChubby Fingers. Yep, that's what I got. McChubby Fingers. Absolutely. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Maranya says, oh, my bad. 9:25 p.m. for the second Saturday night reading. There we go. All right. Geeky Puppet says, no, I don't. Look again. She just did. She corrected it. All is happy in Mudville. Hippies Collectible says, Michael, agreed 100%. Maranya says, fine. 8 p.m. Eastern Time and 9:30 Eastern Standard Time on Saturdays, unless the frog schedules the second reading earlier. Jackson Rourke says, Conan! Yes, sir. And Hippie says, by Chrome. Absolutely. Michael Taylor says, hello, Hippie. That's how I like to describe Alex Ross. Yes. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, not too loud, Jackson. You will wake up Bill. Hippie's giving the thumbs up on it. And Jackson says, oh, no, we don't want that. Hippie's Collectible says 72 big pages for a quarter. Yes, sir. I mean, what else could you ask for? Good times. Lead Paint says those Marvel Tales are beauties, Rod. They are. Thank you so much, man. They really are. They will always be special to me because as a kid, they weren't the first thing I saw growing up as a kid on the comic track, but they were a very, very important part because I learned so much about the history that had already come. And seeing older Hulk stories or older Avenger stories, Spider-Man stories, Doctor Strange and stuff like that. Just a great way to learn. Great way to learn. The Jackson Roykirk says, such a great idea. Great marketing. Reprint stories from just 2 or 3 years earlier. I know it seems like when I was a kid, it seemed like they were like decades earlier. But yes, they were only 2 or 3 years earlier. But it was great. I don't know, were they trying to cultivate the next crop of kids coming up? It worked on me. I'm one of them. Michael Taylor says, I just like how Marvel Tales did that multicolored title. Yeah, on the first one. Yeah, they did that on a lot of them. You see it on the Spider-Man annual #1, Fantastic Four annual #1. I think the Strange Tales annual #1, maybe #2. I have #2 and I'm trying to think. I used to have #1, but I gifted it away. But I think both of those had, or at least #2 maybe had those multicolored titles. So yeah, I'm right there with you. It was a really neat little thing. And when you go back and you're collecting them and you're seeing all these regular ones, and oh wow, it just kind of adds a little something to collecting that, Professor Strangefinger says, I get such a kick out of reading old letters pages. Before the internet, that's how people express their nitpickings and gripes. Remember the no prizes? Absolutely. Absolutely. Right there. The no prize book. Gifted to me by Hans, Captain Strangelife, recently. So, absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah, if you could explain away some kind of a goof, you got a no prize. I was never one to write letters, so I never did it. But there were times where I picked out some things. I'm like, hey, that's not right. I wonder if this is because, type of thing. So, absolutely, you are right. Tempest from Mars. I know what you mean about those showcases, Doc. Issue 20, First Rip Hunter, is on my to-get list. Yeah, that might be an affordable one. Rip Hunter was not such a wildly sought character because you can still pick up issues from his run, his series, for relatively good prices. So, because that's another one of those series that I'm slowly trying to fill in, and you can still pick them up decent and in decent shape too. So, I'm with you, Tempest. You are right, my friend. Lead Paint says lots of background trivia and explanations in the Silver and Bronze Age letter pages. Yes. Yeah, just cool stuff that, when you're a kid, man, you're absorbing all that stuff because this new world that has been opened up to you, or at least was to me, all these characters and their storylines and their lives and stuff like that. That's why, to me, when I watch these Marvel movies, yeah, they're not exactly what I would make all the time, or I not exactly always to the comic like I might like them, just me personally. But those first 10 years, those movies, when I sat there, I was immersed in it. It was like I was just standing in the movie, watching everything. It's like, because to me, I waited so long to see these characters portrayed this way, on the big screen, and the movies might be 3 hours long, but to me it seemed like 20 minutes and I wanted more. And I watch Infinity Wars and Endgame, cry every time. Cry. I just can't help it. That's how emotionally invested I am when I watch those movies. So when you bring me back to the source material, it's what I grew up on. So it's just, great stuff. This is a whole new world. It was a whole new world, and I'm so lucky to have been able to experience it. Joker 68. Hey, Kurt, how you doing, man? Great to see you. Hope you're doing well, brother. He says, good morning, my friend. Good morning to you. Great to have you with us, sir. Hope all is going well with you, my friend. Awesome to have you with us. Professor Strange Finger says, lead paint. True. And Mike Taylor also says, yeah, those Marvel tales are the next best thing to the originals. Still Silver Age and same paper quality. Yeah, oh, man. Who was it that was talking last night? Oh, I can't remember. Oh, I think it was Robert Harrison. Robert Harrison, he sent me a little voice message, and he was talking about the smell of those comics from that time, that newsprint and stuff. And yeah, I knew exactly what he was referring to. I knew exactly what he was talking about because if you're an old fart like me, you pull out one of these things and you open it up and you just, man, yeah, that was a smell you grew up with. It's just again, it's one of the nuances of the experience of being a comic book reader, fan as a kid, and that's really what this whole thing is based on, is those things that we remember because of this hobby, because we got into it and we were kids and just loved reading this stuff. Great stuff, man. Oh man, I get all goosebumps when I start talking about this like that. Oh man, oh man. Maranya says, good morning to you, Joker. And Joker68 says, hello to Maranya. And Professor Strange Figure says, I spent so much time collecting aluminum cans and glass soda bottles just to buy more comics back then. We didn't have a lawnmower. I gotcha. You know, I lived in really close proximity to my great grandmother and my grandfather and grandmother, right? So, I mean, every day we would visit. They'd see us when we come home from school. You know, we'd pass their house, their houses, and go down to our house, And I'm telling you, more often than not, they would stop you and give you a quarter and stuff like that. And while you grew up and you appreciate while you were growing up, you appreciated that. You really took that quarter to heart because that quarter, that's 2 comic books and a piece of penny candy the next time I go to the Rexall drugstore with Dad. That it meant so much. And so it taught us the value of money as well. But it was just so, it was more than just, here's a quarter, here's a quarter, put it in your safety bag. It was more than that from my grandparents and my great grandmother. They knew what I was going to do with my quarters, so they and that motivated them somewhat. No, I'm not going to say that. That didn't motivate them. They were just nice people. They really were. They were very, very nice people. That's what motivated them to do that. And I was very blessed to have them. And and they did enable me. I'm sorry. I get distracted. I start talking. I'm trying to keep an eye on the clock because I don't want to mess up Triple C because I'm going over there and get a front row seat for that as soon as I'm done here. I'm going to pack down my thing and go upstairs, pack down my laptop and get upstairs, get myself a front row seat for his claim sale. So, and if you want to get some real good comics cheap, I suggest you do the same. Come on by. Werewolf by Lunchtime says Ditko was the ultimate Spidey artist. Hard to argue that. I know Ramita has his spot as well. But when you think of that first Spider-Man, I mean, Ditko comes to mind. For me, I agree with you. Of course, I grew up with the majority of Spider-Man being done by Ramita, so I kind of graduated through him. So Michael Taylor says, Doc, fantastic MTs. Thank you so much, Michael. Appreciate that, sir. Missing Mars, Double M, how you doing? He says, Doctor, I sent you a very tiny AOK, probably the smallest ever. Oh, well, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Double M. I really do. Anybody who take the time to do that means a lot to me. It really does. So thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. Steven Spock says, do you think Marvel paid the artists, writers extra when the reprint sold? Probably not. Probably not, because I'm sure the business climate at that time was, you drew it and now we own it type of thing. That would be my guess. It wasn't until Neil Adams was one of the first people that I remember trying to get rights or whatever for artists and their work and stuff like that. I remember that being a thing. Even as a kid, I remember him doing, why is he trying to do that? Because I didn't fully understand the business world as he was relating it to comics, I just wasn't mature enough to understand it. But no, I would venture to say, no, they probably didn't. Maranya says, hey there, Eminem. How's Ludwig doing? Ha ha. Maranya says, doubtful, Steve. Marvel's always been stingy paying their talent. Yep. Mike Taylor says, Werewolf, what I am about to say may be sacrilege, but Ditko was great. He was Spider-Man, but I prefer Ramita a bit more. Well, I totally understand that. Like I said, the majority of my Spider-Man reading was under Romita's pencil. So while I got to know Ditko through those early Spider-Mans, like reading them in these mags, in these comics, you know, so I could appreciate them. But like I said, Mermita was where the majority of my Spider-Man experience falls under. And Mike Tiller says, Rob, ouch. And Maranya says, I can't knock Ditko. He's the one who created the first red and blue gold armor. Oh, red. There's no blue in there. The first red and gold armor for Iron Man back in Tales of Suspense 48. Yes, 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 indeed. Geeky Puppet Show says, I can knock Steve Ditko. His art sucks. Well, I mean, everybody's got an opinion. Everybody's got an opinion. Nothing wrong with that. Geeky Puppet Show also says Romita made Spider-Man famous with his art. Well, I'm sure there's some truth in that. And Professor Strangefinger, he says, the Geeky Puppet Show felt that way about Don Heck's art. I couldn't stand it. I got to admit, Don Heck was not one of my favorites when I first saw him because everybody looked like they were squinting. Everybody was squinting. They had Clint Eastwood eyes. That's what I noticed about Don Heck. But like most of them, I've come to appreciate their contribution to the industry. Professor Strangefinger says, and Frank Robbins. Oh, okay. Frank Robbins was taking it to a different level for me. Frank Robbins always drew, I don't know, I picture in my mind neurotic superheroes. Their eyes, something to do with their eyes were like diamonds or something. They just looked neurotic and just kind of freaked out. So as much as of a fan of Don Heck that I wasn't, Frank Williams took that to a different level. Frank Williams was probably the artist I did not like the most throughout my childhood. So, ouch. But now I got the Invaders run, and I appreciate his artwork now. I could still see some of the stuff that used to make me go, still sometimes, but what are you going to do? The Professor Eric Breen says, when you hear squeak, 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 you realize you don't have a spinner rack. Yeah, if you don't have a spinner and you realize you don't have a spinner rack and you're hearing squeak, 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 that's not good. You're right, brother. You are right. And I've experienced that down here. So right now, I think we are rodent free. So we've been rodent free for a couple of months now. So I'm trying to keep it that way. Well, by lunchtime says Michael, I love Johnny Romita Jr. Jr. and Senior. I have a Spider-Man No More print signed by him. Mrs. Werewolf bought it for me, but I think Ditko just wins it for me. Romita's Spider-Man had too much muscle. And there you go. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it at all. Everybody got an opinion. And the Jackson Rourke says, quote, it happened outside the Frontier Deli. Irving got 3 slugs in the belly. Irvin was twirling his gun around when Butterfinger Irvin gunned himself down. That's Irving. 142nd fastest gun in the West. Absolutely, Jackson. Thank you for that. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, Irving, the 142nd fastest gun in the West. Michael Taylor says, Werewolf. I hear you. Ditko is great. He was Spider-Man. Maranya says, I have a stylus for my phone that I use to text with. Oh, see, now I got to carry something else. I can't do that. I'll lose it. It'll get stuck in my pocket. I can't do that. Why? Because I'm lazy. That's the real truth. Werewolf by Lunchtime says Captain Picard makes it so, but he's a terrible artist. There you go. Make it so, number one. Robin Harrison 2.0 says when comics were fun. Happy trails until we meet again. Thank you so much, Bob. Thanks for hanging out with us, man. I'll talk to you later on. Take care. Michael Taylor says chubby fingers as well, Doc. Yeah, I feel you, man. Professor Strangefinger, he's showing the love. Eric Breen says, egad, don't let Rod watch Old Yeller. Yeah. If you ever heard, there's a song called Old Shep. And a lot of country artists did it, but the guy that I remember doing it was Montana Slim. Is it Montana Slim, I think, was his name. I think. I could be wrong. Montana something. Anyway, that I have that album. That was one of the first songs that I remember playing on a record player. I still have that album, and I cannot play Old Shep without a tear falling. I just can't. I can't. So I've never seen Old Yeller, but I venture to say, yeah, I'd probably have to have a box of Kleenex next to me. Yeah, they'd revoke my man card. So because I get so emotionally, especially when it comes to pets, you know. So yeah. Old Shep was a over hills and valleys we'd roam. Oh man, I used to. Yeah, but I can't do it. The older I get, the worse it gets. The more I feel emotional about these things. It's weird. It must be the drugs I'm taking. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, hope you are well, Joker. I enjoyed your videos back in the day. Absolutely. You used to knock it out of the park with them videos, man. Had some great stuff. He gifted me a really cool Captain America Silver Age book. Oh, my gosh. I still have it in my collection back there. Kurt? Yes, sirree, Bob. So, awesome. Great to have you with us, man. Hope everything's going well. Joker says, Werewolf by Lunchtime, thank you so much, sir. I've been still taking it one day at a time. They told me I wouldn't be here past 2019. Oh, man. I'm still here. I'm in a lot of pain every day. I'm sorry to hear that, Kurt, man. I'm sorry to hear that. But you keep proving them wrong, though. You keep proving them wrong. You know? You keep proving them wrong. So, you're in my prayers, buddy. You're in my prayers. Comic Mag's musing. Hey, Bill, how you doing? He says, hello, gang. Bill must be getting ready for Cover Slingers today. And Joker68 says, Werewolf by Lunchtime. I just made 2 small videos on Instagram showing some of my original Star Wars stuff. We're going to try and make some more videos on YouTube. Oh, good. Good. I can't wait to see them. All right. Awesome. Can't wait to see him, Kurt. Tempest from Mars says, I cried at every Marvel movie since Endgame. Yeah, that's right. I went there. Well, I can say I understand why. But I still enjoy it. Like the Guardians of the Galaxy one, the new one. I enjoyed that one. I thought that was pretty good. The Thor one was Metza. You know, there was like one small segment in there when they were first battling the bad guy, the God Killer or whatever he was, that I actually felt like it was a Thor movie. You know, that I would do. But then they got all kind of crazy with everything. Although they did introduce Star Fox, Hercules, or both? Was it both? I think it was Hercules that they introduced. So I was waiting to see, but they haven't done anything with him since. So, and I don't even know now what the schedule is. I know pretty much the next Marvel movie that I'm looking forward to is probably the Fantastic Four one. I really want to see what they're going to do with that, because I want Galactus, I want Silver Surfer, I want Doctor Doom, You know, I know they've all been done before, but I'd like to see Marvel do them. Hopefully, they'll do them justice like they've done for a lot of the characters in those first 10 years of the movies. The first 10 years were pretty good. So, all right, it is. Oh, it's almost closing in on 12:30 here, so I'm going to try and rush through this. So, my apologies to everyone if I don't say exactly what what I'm reading. So, World for Lunchtime says, glad you are still here and enjoying the comic chat, Joker. Stay strong. Absolutely, brother. Stay strong. And Werewolf by Lunchtime says, hey, Bill. And Michael Taylor says, great times. Only we can remember. Throwing small change on the counter for comics, candy, and cards. Absolutely, man. I wish my kids would have experienced something like that. But I'm sure they've grown up and they've got their experiences too that they will want to share with their kids. So I mean, it goes in generations. So Maranya says, hang in there, Joker. My prayers go with you, as do we all. Thank you so much. Comic Mag Mugen saying, hi, Darren. Sorry. And Maranya says, CMM, good to see you. Double M says Ludwig's sleeping now. He partied hard last night. And Comic Mag Musen saying hello to Maranya. And Maranya says, oh dear, I wish I had his energy, Eminem. Heat's knocking me for a loop here. Yeah, that's how it affects the rest of my family too. It really saps the energy out of them. So for me, I'm loving it though. I'm loving Joker 68 says thank you, Werewolf by Lunchtime and Maranya. Take care, Kurt. Michael Taylor says, great show as always, Doc. Peanut Gallery. Have a great weekend. Upcoming week. Absolutely. Everybody have a great week. And the Jackson Roykirk says, my spinner rack is a well-oiled machine. The squeaks and creaks come from my elbow. Yeah, I'm with you there, too. And my knees. I got you, Jackson. You're right. Quite Enough Sayer says, can we see it, Jackson? The spinner rack. Yeah. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, WD-40 for the Jackson's elbow. There we go. Werewolf by Lunchtime also says, he may also need an oil change. Jackson Roykirk says, yeah, I only have the elbow. It's the people's elbow. Jackson Roykirk also says, I need an overhaul, Hobbs. Werewolf by Lunchtime, new battery, Jackson? Michael Taylor says, I think if not the first 45 I played was Harmony by Elton John. Played that song to death. It was funny because I never appreciated Elton John when he was in his heyday, coming out there in the 70s or whatnot. But I realized in the 80s that a lot of his songs were the backdrop, the soundtrack of my growing up in the 70s. And some of his songs remind me of being in the snack bar store buying comics, or being in the convenience store buying comics, because it was playing in the background. And it's so funny when I hear certain songs of his, and it'll do that. It'll drive me right back. So, and I didn't appreciate that until I was in my 80s. No, till I was going through the 80s. You know, I feel like I'm 80. I'll tell you that. So, yeah, Elton John, very cool. Yes. The Gray Man says, I thought it was an extended Guns N' Roses music video. There you go. Jackson Roykirk says, cool 45 to have, Michael. Yeah. And Michael Taylor says, Joker 68, good for you. Glad to hear it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Professor Strangefinger says, Dr. Silver Age's channel is a blast. Thank you. And this assemblage for a fantastic time. Thank you so much, Professor Strangefinger. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you so much for taking some of your Saturday and spend it with us. Come back anytime. We're here every Saturday, 10 to noon, and then some. Jackson Roykirk says, great to have you here, Professor Strange Life. Professor Strangefinger. There we go. And Joker68 Kurt says, thank you, Michael Taylor. Michael Taylor says, you're welcome, Joker68. Professor Strangefinger says, thank you, Jackson Roy Kirk. And I look forward to next time. Thank you so much. Great to have you. Thank you for coming back. Maranya says, take care, Rod, all the Peanut Gallery and the studio audience, especially the new Peanut Professor Strangefinger. Stay safe and cool out there. You as well, Maranya. Thank you so much for running herd on this group of peanuts, as usual, and keeping them in line. Appreciate that. Jackson Roykirk says, have a great week, everyone. And Werewolf by Lunchtime says, goodbye, Yellow Brick Road is superb. And I'm a Sonic Youth fan. There you go. Professor Strangefinger says, Maranya, sending love and enjoy the rest of your weekend and beyond. Easy Comic Reader says, take care, everyone. You too, Easy. Thank you once again for your musical comic stylings at the start of the show. Appreciate it as always, sir. Thank you so much. And Maranya says, except for next Saturday, someone is going to a strawberry festival and they owe me strawberry jam. Yes, there will be no show next Saturday because it is the annual strawberry festival, and me and my family will be venturing out there to get some strawberry shortcake, fill myself full of fried foods, and try to walk it off. So thank you for reminding me, Maranya, because I would have forgotten that. Thank you so much. And Kurt says, Rod, it was good to see you, buddy. And I was thinking about the other day when I was watching some old time wrestling. Take care and have a great day. Absolutely. You too. You too. Kurt, you're the best, man. You're the best. You keep proving them wrong, Kurt. You keep proving them wrong, buddy. Lead Paint, he's waving. Cool beans. Professor Strangefinger, Maranya, enjoy. That's it, Professor Strangefinger. That's right, strawberries coming up next week. There we go. So thank you all once again for hanging out with me this morning. Not next week, but the week after, Shannon will join me again, and we'll be back together. And we're going to do a big show. We're going to focus on one of our favorite teams, the JSA. So you want to tune in for that 2 weeks from today, our JSA Spectacular. So hope to see you all there. Everybody take care. Have a great week. Read some comics because, like Higgy Pop says, they make you smart. They haven't done that much for me, but I'm working on it. Okay, but stick with us. So, oh man. So I'm just trying to. There we go. So everybody take care. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Same bat time, same bat channel. Everybody have a great week. Be cool. Take care. And get over to Triple C's claim sale right now. Because we're causing him to be late. Go now. Now. No, don't watch me. Go now. All right. See y'all there. Take care.